Hey guys, uh, how is everybody? I'm doing lives at the same time these days, and so I always have to make sure we're all on, and I think we are. Hope everyone is having a good first of the week. I wanted to touch base today and talk about a subject that is near and dear to me and to many people that I know, and that is just depression. And there's all different kinds of depression, and I'm not going to go into anything like that. But what I do want to talk today about is some ways that we can be proactive when we're in a depressive state. So, I suffered from a few major depressive episodes. One when I was really young, and then one in my late 20s, early 20s, kind of late teens, early 20s. And other than that, I suffered from depression and anxiety off and on for until my 30s maybe. So a lot of my life, it really is a big part of my life. And so, I really, really struggled with depression and had to really seek help, a lot of help for this. And so when I'm working with a client who is suffering from it as well, I really had the experience of what it feels like. And it's so hard because there's all this literature out there of, if you're depressed, and here's what you can do, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the problem is that when we're depressed, whether this is really a neurochemical thing with our brain or more situational, environmental, perhaps we've lost someone close to us, or lost a job, or we've had a big transition or change. So it's more of an outside kind of thing influencing our depression. We're really apathetic. And basically when we're apathetic, we really don't care. It's not that we don't want to care. We want to care, but we just don't care. We don't really care about our lives that much, what we're doing. We don't really care about our goals. We don't really care about us. And it's that apathetic state that's so hard. So there's all this literature out there that talks about what you can do if you're depressed. But if you don't really care, then you're not going to really care to do those things. And that's what's so hard, is how do I get up enough to do some of these things that will help me? How do I get out? That's one of the biggest things is, isolation, your support system, your community, and all these things. But if I don't care, then why am I going to do anything about it? And so a lot of the work that I do with my clients is, if they're like in this -1 or 0 space of not caring, how do I help them just get to like 1 or 1.5, where all of a sudden, oh my God, there's just the tiniest bit of hope. Because that's really what it is. It's just a hope that perhaps things can be different, And so on this post, I have listed some things that feel to me, when I was going through these experiences of depression, they didn't feel too big. They were little, So I think I maybe listed like 5 things, and I tried to incorporate like just one the first week, like just one thing, doing one thing, and then the next week I tried to incorporate 2. And it's just really about getting some momentum out of that apathetic state. And once we can get from that apathetic state to just the tiniest bit of baseline, then all of a sudden we can begin to do more things for ourselves. And then all of a sudden things begin to feel more bearable. And then the beauty is that we can feel some hope. Not that things might transform overnight, but hope that things really can change. And hope and apathy don't live in the same house. It's impossible for me to feel hopeful when I'm apathetic. It just doesn't work. And so once you can bring in just the tiniest bit of hope for a person, then things can really begin to shift. So please read through these things. These are just suggestions. Again, if you're really struggling with depression, I always encourage anyone to reach out to a medical professional. But if you're open to just trying one of these things, or if you feel like kind of depression comes and goes, or you have certain periods of time, perhaps where things, some people with seasonal affective disorder struggle more in the fall and the winter, or if it just seems more periodic, the things that I listed are helpful for anyone all the time in their lives. These are great ways to help our bodies and to help our minds and our hearts. But just try one of these things. And if you have any questions, please post below. I believe there is a survivor in all of us. I see that survivor in myself, and I see that in my clients. So there's one in you too. It might be really, really soft, and you might not be able to hear it, but I promise you that it's there. So reach out if I can help in any way. All right, guys, have a good day.